What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Friday, November 5th, 2021. We're here for another episode of the Casual Fan Podcast, the hardest working, most accurate, most entertaining sports gambling podcast on the internet. My name is Pat Stubbs, your host and commentator, and in this episode, we are going to dive into everything that's been happening around the NHL through the first 10-ish games. Jack Eichel got traded to the Vegas Golden Knights. Alex Ovechkin leads the league in goals with 10 in 10 games. The Florida Panthers are running away with the league. The Chicago Blackhawks are the worst franchise in the league for more reasons than one. And we're going to get into trends and predictions for every single game through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this NHL weekend. So let's get right into it. The biggest news is that Jack Eichel has just been traded to the Vegas Golden Knights, including a third-round pick in 2023. The Sabres are getting back Alex Tuch, Peyton Krebs, a first-round pick in 2022, and a third-round pick in 2023. Buffalo got fleeced, but their hands are kind of tied because Jack Eichel hated his life and wanted out of that organization. He still has to get neck surgery done, so he's not going to play. He's now formed the best IR line in the league with Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, and Max Pacioretty all on the long-term IR. A lot of talent for the Vegas Golden Knights sitting out right now. Explains why they're not doing so well. He'll be good. Jack Eichel's a star. When they were all getting drafted, it was like Connor McDavid, Matthews, Eichel, and then the rest. Like, Eichel's up there. He's one of the best guys in the league. The fact that he hasn't been playing in the way his career's been going in Buffalo, it's kind of sad. I think he'll have a great time in Vegas. For more reasons than one. Or the party lifestyle will destroy his career and he'll never achieve what he was supposed to be. Can only go one of two ways, really, for that guy. Alex Ovechkin, the Russian machine never breaks. Guy has 10 goals in 10 games. It's the best start to his career ever. He's now at 740. That's one behind Brett Hull, the all-time greatest American goal scorer in history. Ovechkin's on a tear, and he's not really slowing down. He's going to stand in his one spot and keep banging in one-timers until he catches Gretzky. I think he could do it. They're not going to stop talking about it or asking him about it for the next 10 years, so get used to talking about him catching Gretzky. The Panthers are running away with the league. They were supposed to be good last year and they weren't. This team has a lot of potential and they seem to be getting better with the young guys. Do they keep it up? I don't think so. I think the Carolina Hurricanes are more legit, but great start for the Panthers so far through 10. If you're wondering why the Carolina Hurricanes are a perfect 9-0 through the first 9 games of the season, it's because they signed the jaded Leafs goalie Frederik Andersen, who's out to prove how good he is, and they signed a racist on defense. Tony DeAngelo made some comments, but he's a really good player. So if we're to break down divisions and look at which teams are thriving and which teams are struggling, it's obviously very early, but here are the trends so far. In the Atlantic Division, it's the Florida Panthers at the top, then kind of everyone else in the middle, and the Montreal Canadiens are struggling because their injuries. Obviously, they're missing Weber, they're missing some key guys. The Sabres are in second place. In the Metro Division, it's the Carolina Hurricanes, the Capitals are after them, and then it's a jumble of mediocrity behind those teams. The Penguins are on an absolute nosedive. Stay away from that team. In the Central Division, the Blues reign supreme. The Wild were keeping up with them, but now they're absolutely tumbling. And the Jets are on the up and up. Everyone else a bit of a struggle. The Hawks and the Coyotes are basement dwellers. Where's the all-powerful Avalanche? Haven't seen them much this year. And finally in the Pacific, you have the Oilers and the Flames. As I mentioned in my first video, it would have been a good idea to bet on Tippett to win the Coach of the Year. I think he's gonna ride the Oilers' success to an undue trophy, just because that division's weak and I don't see anyone else beating Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. The Flames are right there. Everyone else is below 500, except the Sharks, but they will be below 500. So with all that out of the way, let's get into our trends and analysis and picks for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this NHL weekend. First game, the Chicago Blackhawks are plus 145 underdogs to the Winnipeg Jets, minus 169 favorites. Hawks are 1-6 in the last 7 meetings in Winnipeg. They're 2-8 in the last 10 meetings. The home team is 9-4 in the last 13, and the favorite is 7-3 in the last 10. For all of those reasons, take the Jets. Rangers plus 125 underdogs to the Edmonton Oilers, minus 145 favorites. Rangers are 0-4 in the last 4 meetings. The under is 5-2-1 in the last 8 meetings in Edmonton, and it's also 4-0 in the Rangers' last 4 Friday games. There's a lot of understats to back this game up. Everyone's gonna think it's gonna go over because it's the Rangers and the Oilers, but I'm gonna say under in this game. Pick the Oilers to win. They're frickin' rolling right now. Makes me kind of sick to watch. 70% of the money is on Edmonton. Next game, the Nashville Predators, plus 115 underdogs to the Vancouver Canucks, minus 135 favorites. 61% of the money is on the Canucks. Preds are 2-5 in the last 7 meetings in Vancouver. The home team is 5-1 in the last 6 meetings. The over is 9-1 in the last 10 meetings, and it's 5-0 in the last 5 meetings in Vancouver. Go with the over, don't pick a team because both these teams are very shaky. Next game, Yotes, plus 155 underdogs to the Anaheim Ducks, minus 175 favorites. 75% of the money is on the Ducks. The Yotes are absolute trash. Go with the Ducks in this game. I think the odds should be way higher in favor of the Ducks. They're not getting any credit because they were bad last year, and the Coyotes are getting credit because they were better last year. I think the Ducks win this one, and I think they win it handily. But here's some trends. Home team is 9-4 in the last 13 meetings. Favorite is 6-1 in the last 7. The Coyotes are 5-22 in their last 27 overall. 0-5 in their last 5 following a loss of 3 or more goals. 0-7 in their last 7 after scoring 2 or less goals in the previous game. Anyways, I'm picking Ducks. Who do the Coyotes have? Who do they have? They traded Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Connor Garland, who in my opinion were 2 very good players. So I don't know how their team is going to be competitive this year. This is a tank year. The last game of Friday night, the New Jersey Devils are plus 105 underdogs to the Los Angeles Kings, minus 125 favorites. Kings have 69% of the money. Devils are 5-2 in the last 7 in Los Angeles, and the under is 18-7-1 in the last 26 meetings. Stay away from this game completely. I have no idea about the outcome. Now on Saturday, we got a bunch of hockey games for you. Starting off with a barn burner at 2 o'clock p.m., the Tampa Bay Lightning against the Ottawa Senators. Tampa is a minus 185 favorite over the plus 165 underdog Sens. The Lightning are 68-19 in their last 87 games after scoring 2 or fewer goals in the previous game. They're 46-18 in the last 64 meetings. 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Ottawa, and the over is 9-2 in the last 11. Give me the Lightning, give me the over. Fun little afternoon parlay for you to sprinkle some money on at 2 p.m. Next game, an actual barn burner between the undefeated Carolina Hurricanes, 9-0, against the nearly undefeated Florida Panthers at 9-0-1. This game's at 6 p.m., so get your bets in early. The Carolina Hurricanes are plus 110 underdogs, while the Panthers are favored at minus 130. Now between these teams, the favorite is 50-22 in the last 72 meetings. The home team is 4-1 in the last 5, makes a big difference. However, the Hurricanes are 6-1 in the last 7 meetings in Florida. And another interesting stat, they're 6-2 in the last 8 when their opponent scores 5 or more goals in the previous game. I think the Hurricanes are going to establish themselves as the better team and come out on top in this game. I like their underdog value in this one. Despite the home ice advantage, I think that helps the Hurricanes more in Carolina. Minnesota Wild, minus 105 slight underdogs against the Pittsburgh Penguins at minus 115. The Wild are 0-5 in the last 5 meetings between these teams, and they've been on a downward trend. So have the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're the worst team in their division. I'd stay away from this game, to be honest with you. Lean towards Pittsburgh because the home team is 5-2 in the last 7, and the favorite is also 5-2 in the last 7. Next game, Flyers, plus 130 underdogs against the Washington Capitals, minus 149 favorites. Flyers are 1-6 in the last 7 meetings. The road team is 6-2 in the last 8, but the favorite is 7-17 in the last 24 meetings. I'm going with the Caps. I'm going with Ovi. Next game, Colorado Avalanche. Minus 149 favorites against the Columbus Blue Jackets, plus 130 underdogs. I don't quite know what's going on with Columbus or with the Colorado Avalanche, but here are the trends. The Blue Jackets are 5-1 in their last 6 home games, and they're 5-0 in their last 5 against the Western Conference. The under is 8-1 in the Avalanche last 9 after allowing 5 or more goals in the previous game, but the over is 5-1 in the Avalanche's last 6 road games. The under is 6-1-1 in the last 8 games of a Columbus Blue Jackets home-and-home situation, but the over is 6-1-1 in the Columbus Blue Jackets last 8 against a team with a losing record. My brain says the Avalanche win, my gut says the Blue Jackets win. New York Islanders, minus 115 slight favorites over the Winnipeg Jets at minus 105. Islanders are 8-3 in the last 11 meetings, and they're a damn good team. They're 7-1 in the last 8 meetings in Winnipeg, and the road team is 11-4 in the last 15. Take the Islanders to beat the Jets. The Detroit Red Wings and the Buffalo Sabres, both at dead even minus 110 odds, might actually be a pretty good game. Red Wings are 1-4 in the last 5 meetings, but they're 14-6 in the last 20 meetings in Buffalo. The road team is also 5-1 in the last 6. The favorite is 26-11 in the last 37 meetings. I'd stay away from this game. If I'm feeling really risky, I would sprinkle money on Buffalo. I think they've been the better team to start. Next game, a classic matchup between the Boston Bruins, for some reason at plus 105 underdogs, against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are favored at minus 125. Take the Bruins. Take the Bruins. The Bruins are going to win. The Leafs shouldn't be favored. They're not good. They're not a good team. I know they just beat Vegas, but Vegas sucks and they're injured. Bruins are winning this game. Double your money, plus 105 odds. Bruins are 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Toronto. Over is 3-1-1 in the last 5 meetings and 3-0-1 in the last 4 meetings in Toronto. Bruins! 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 Sorry, buds. Next game, Vegas Golden Knights, slight favorites, minus 115, over the lowly Montreal Canadiens at minus 105, slight favorites. Again, Vegas is banged up. This might be the Habs game to win, but I wouldn't bet on it. The Golden Knights are 1-5 in the last 6 meetings in Montreal. The underdog is 8-2 in the last 10 meetings. Staying away. staying away. There's no odds release yet for the 10 p.m. games, but you have the Seattle Kraken against the Arizona Coyotes. I wouldn't bet on the Coyotes much this season. The Devils and the Sharks is kind of a stay away game for me. And then you have the Rangers and the Flames, of which I really like the Flames, and here's the stats to back it up. The Rangers are 0-4 in the last 4 meetings, and the favorite is 9-3 in the last 12. Flames are 4-1 in their last 5 against a team with a winning record, and 6-2 in their last 8 overall. Give me the Flames! Now for Sunday, I also don't have the odds, so I'm just going to give you gut check picks. Knights in Detroit at 6 p.m. I think the Knights might win that one. Predators and Blackhawks, total stay away for me. Islanders and Wild, that's an Islanders W. Blues and Ducks, that's a Blues W. And the Stars and the Canucks, I think I like the Canucks in that one. If I was to make a parlay, it would be Blues, Islanders, Canucks. Anyways, that's what I think for the NHL weekend. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I'll try to be more consistent with these videos so that we stay up to date on all the latest NHL news and make sure to win as much money as possible gambling on sports. Thank you to all our loyal fans. We're now at 200 plus subscribers. We love each and every single one of you. Have yourselves a great day and tell everybody about this wonderful new podcast. All right, see you guys next time.